Hello, Arizona. It is time for the daily update from the Republican Party of Arizona. I am your chairwoman, Dr. Kelly Ward. I know a lot of you want an update about the audit. I'm going tomorrow for a tour, so stay tuned. But right now, there is an increasing drumbeat of individuals calling for a full investigation of Dr. Anthony Fauci, whose recently released emails show that Fauci expressed his views behind the scenes in a much different way than he did in public. Most damning, Fauci seems to have obstructed investigators looking into the Wuhan, China lab leak as the likely origin of the COVID-19 pandemic. The many faces of Fauci and his disturbing frequent changes in expressing public policy, for example, saying privately that wearing masks doesn't matter, and then publicly saying that it was mandatory for absolutely everyone in America to wear face masks, it has many elected officials and many in the scientific community questioning his judgment and calling for his immediate firing from his high-level government position. Dr. Anthony Fauci reportedly described mask wearing as not really effective in a February 5th, 2020 email to Sylvia Burwell, who is the president of American University and the former U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary. He said, "The typical mask you buy in the drugstore is not really effective in keeping out the virus, which is small enough to pass through the material." We knew it. In a 60-minute interview, Fauci said this: "There is no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little better, and it might even stop a droplet, but it's not providing the protection that people think that it is." CNN later reported that Fauci changed his mind, that it was a mistake not to recommend that people wear masks, that it was overwhelmingly important for everyone to wear a mask. Why did he change his position? Well, he said that the data he'd seen was changing and it was quite different from previous data. We know that's not true. And is this really the best we can get from our federal government's chief medical scientist? We also know that Fauci and Mark Zuckerberg were in cahoots, planning a public relations campaign to up Fauci's visibility at the same time that he was giving false information to the American people and to the world. We also know Fauci was a roadblock to fast-tracking vaccines for the virus. Whether you believe in the vaccine, want the vaccine or not, he initially said that the timeline was much too aggressive and that it was reckless. Now it seems maybe the timetable was exactly right. We'll see. I think that we need to turn up the heat on Fauci and hold him accountable for his lies, for his half-truths, for his partisan backstabbing of Republicans who wanted to get to the bottom of the Chinese origin of the virus and to get a vaccine into the hands of everyone who wanted one, into the arms of everyone who wanted one, but not to force anyone to have a vaccination against their will. Fauci's reputation has long been tainted, and his partisanship in a time of a national emergency is disgraceful. His obstruction of an investigation into the pandemic origins really is most likely criminal. It's time for Dr. Fauci to go. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.